You know what? Um, right when I said that, I actually went back to the '90s, and I felt like so deaf. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Not
What's
even
up?
going.
What's up?
I'm not going.
No.
Going there today. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? We are Twin Flames Unite back at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Felicia. What up?
And today, everybody, oh my gosh, my contacts are not in, so I'm seeing like bird right now.
Ooh, wow,
So,
that's not good. I'm gonna
but
see.
hey,
You can use my eyes.
yeah, but I got notes today. We got notes on some
Yeah,
stuff.
we got
So,
some pointers because we sat down and we talked about this because most of the time we sit down and we really talk about what we're gonna talk about, and so because we don't want to miss anything, we just take down just a few pointers
yeah,
here and there.
yeah. Except for those times when we just got a topic that's just burning in our brain and we just got to get it out.
Right, because one of our subscribers actually, they requested that we talk about this topic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's I guess they're having difficulties with family members.
Yes.
Sometimes when you're quote unquote woke, or when you're on your spiritual path, and you're in a household with people that are low vibrational, so to speak, or maybe they might not be quite as awake as you are with the world and everything. Pretty much, you guys are reading out of two different books, let alone not even on the same page, just different books altogether, and it's just constant chaos. And you have to live with them, so you have to find a way to either live peacefully with them, or you're probably gonna have to leave. So we have some pointers.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes when you're in a toxic situation, you may not even know that it's toxic. And this is a topic that we've touched on before, but it was more on a relationship path.
Yeah.
And so this is something that we need to dive into because in general, nobody needs to be in a toxic relationship or toxic situation.
Whether family member, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, I mean, each of the relationships that we're in should be healthy and it should be fulfilling. If it comes with a lesson, cool. Just make sure you get that lesson and then you leave.
All right. So what we're going to do is just dive into some red flags that you should pay attention to.
Right.
And then once we dive into those red flags, then we're going to tell you our opinion on what you should do.
Exactly. And then we're going to let you give us your opinion also. All right. So I'll start it out. What I took note of is when a relationship has become abusive, guys, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally, all those lees. Whenever you're experiencing that in a relationship, guys, I mean, when there is manipulation involved, when it's causing you a lot of anxiety,
Right.
it might be time to think of another solution. I mean, it's and this is dealing with a family member. So just because somebody's your family member, it doesn't mean that you have to put up with this type of treatment.
No. No. Just like somebody said, hey, beautiful souls, to y'all beautiful souls
what up,
out
beautiful
there,
soul?
we don't want y'all in a situation that is not serving you.
Exactly. If this relationship has become now unpredictable, which means you don't know if something is gonna come flying off the hinges to come and hit you. It's unpredictable. You don't know what to expect anymore. It really has become toxic and it's unhealthy.
Yeah. Now, here's another sign that you are in a toxic situation or a toxic relationship with a family member, friends, whoever you may call, just another person. Whenever you are in contact with them or communication with them, it's always something negative. Like they're always telling you what you're not doing right. They're always telling you that you could have did this better, or it has a negative connotation to it. They may tell you, "Oh, that dress don't look right on you, girl.
It's like every encounter is negative. Like every single encounter with that person is negative. Nothing positive is coming out of their mouth towards you in regards to you. Like nothing, absolutely nothing is positive. Always negative at each and every encounter. That's toxic.
Don't need it.
And just because it's a family member doesn't mean that you have to put up with it.
Right. Yep.
So
Right
that's a point. If you're noticing that, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
And you might want to think about exiting stage left.
Yes.
All right. Now, when the situation is getting really crazy to the point where you could never win, there is you guys are having an argument or a discussion or a debate, and you never win any of these debates. Like the debates are set up for you to lose in the beginning. No matter what you say, you are not winning. Okay? They might be giving you the silent treatment. Like they might not want to even talk to you for no reason. Just all of a sudden just stop talking to you. You know, closing the doors and ignoring you for like 3-4 days at a time. That is not healthy at all. They're playing like blame games. Like you're always the one that causes everything. Everything is your fault. The fridge being in the kitchen is your fault.
Yep. Like that's what it's supposed to be. Like, hey, that's not efficient where it's
right. It's your fault. Okay. So that's not a healthy situation. Whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, it doesn't matter. Yes. You shouldn't be in situations like that because after a while it becomes very toxic, and then you start taking on the same energy that you don't like.
Yep. And to ascendant twins, we're definitely going to be covering what to do about when you get into those situations with these toxic relationships. We're going to cover that towards the end once we go through all our little notes and stuff. But one of the things, another red flag to look out for when you're dealing with toxic family members is that if they're always gossiping about you and leaving you vulnerable and always having to defend yourself.
Oh my goodness.
You know, like, say for example, like you decided that you wanted to work at a different job. Let's say you don't want to work at the bank anymore and you decided to go work at, I'm not going to say Popeyes. But you wanted to go work at like some clothing store like Sears or something like
Whatever, it's your prerogative.
And so, you know, your family members going gossip like, you know, so-and-so left the bank to go work at Sears?
And you're always the hot topic. Every time you walk in, you are the hot topic.
And then sometimes you actually catch them in the middle of a phone conversation. You walk in the door, they all loud and stuff, but once you come in,
everybody quiet.
They're like,
That is not good, guys. Family members or not, you should not have to put up with something like that.
No.
It's not healthy.
It is not.
Now, guys, another situation is if the relationship that you're having with your family members is bringing so much stress onto you that it's bleeding into your work life, it's bleeding into your school life, it's bleeding into other relationships that you have.
Yes.
It's too toxic. It's time to, you know, cut ties.
Yeah.
It might be time to think of, you know, getting some you time away from family members. It's nothing wrong with collecting yourself and gathering yourself after, you know, being in a toxic situation for maybe months or years or however long it may be.
Right.
If you continue to stay in that situation, I promise you will become the very thing that you detest the most.
Exactly. And then you're going to lose yourself. And I can only say this from experience. Going through toxic situations, whether it be family members, roommates, whatever the case may be.
Doesn't matter.
At some point, you start to lose yourself.
Exactly. If you find yourself constantly having to explain yourself to these people over and over and over again and continuously defending your own simple actions. I mean, if you're explaining why you got to breathe oxygen to these people, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a situation that could be very trying, very toxic. And just because it's your family member, it doesn't mean that you have to put up with it.
No. No, no, no. And for my last topic, this is one that I definitely wanted to touch on. Um, and this is for with any relationship, any type of ship that you get on that's supposed to be
Right.
taking you somewhere. If the only reason you're there is to fulfill a need for them,
Mm.
i.e., pay a bill,
Ooh.
whatever half of the bills you're supposed to be paying, if you're there just to provide them with personal pleasures, you
Whatever it
know,
is that they're using you for, because at the end of
yeah,
the day, that's it. You're being used like a
and
mat.
and there's an imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're giving all this and they're giving none.
Nothing. Little or nothing.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
wish my twin was here. She needs to hear this because I got so tired of warning her of all
Oh,
family members.
yeah. Hey, well, once this video finished, I mean, you can share.
I hope that she understands that just because somebody is
Yeah.
your family member, it doesn't give them the right to abuse you like
No.
this. And that takes us to our next point.
Mm-hmm.
When the relationship is all about that other person, whether it's a family member, sister,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, if the relationship is only about them, that is a complete imbalance and out of alignment. You got to leave. Okay?
Yep.
Nothing is ever about you. Everything is always about them. Okay? If you can't meet in the middle somewhere, if there is no meeting in the middle where everything has to be their way or the highway, that's not anything positive, and it's very toxic because it's
Right.
going to leave you drained, and it's going to leave you feeling like you're not worth anything.
Right.
Because if you're always in the wrong and you're the one who always have to compromise yourself,
Mm.
I mean, family member or not, guys, that is not something that is healthy. That is not something that you should have to put up with as a human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The universe likes balance.
Exactly. That is
So,
completely
gotta have a
chaotic
balance all the
in
way around.
imbalance. So
Yes.
if that is you, you don't have to put up with that situation. Don't let anybody fool you.
Mm-mm. Don't be no fooly.
Don't be no fool. For nobody out here that's cray cray.
No.
All right, which takes me into the next one. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if the situation is like a no-win, they playing all these games that they're dominating these games that they're playing with you, these mind games that they're playing with you. Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just get out of there.
Don't
Don't
do
let
it.
anybody play mind games with you because you're just as intelligent as they are. You have a brain, they have a brain. Just because it's your family member does not mean that you have to let somebody
Yeah.
play mind games with you. Get out. That's right.
Yeah. Get out.
Get out. And somebody wanted to know, how do you deal with this?
Yeah. And before we go into dealing with this, this probably goes right into it, is that just because they're family member, just because they're quote unquote blood is thicker than water,
Right.
that doesn't give them a pass to crap on you.
Right.
Okay? And with that being said, I think we can say it all at once. Get out.
Get out.
Go.
Do you want to know?
not-
Do you want to know how to deal with this situation? You don't.
You
don't.
Because you can't make sense out of nonsense.
You can't. And my therapist told me that a year ago. Somebody said, Alicia, hi, feeling good within. What's up, girl?
Yep.
Yes. So you don't try to make sense out of nonsense because you're going to drive yourself crazy.
Now, the thing is that you have to recognize where you are.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to a video that we did recently about how conscious are you, how aware are you of your surroundings. If you're really looking to raise your awareness, you have to be aware of the situation that you're in and
Exactly.
understanding that it's not serving you, and
Pretty
it's
much.
time for you to exit left.
You have to ascend. At some point in time, guys, we got to ascend. Somebody said that they're going through this right now. So maybe this is the universe telling you this. You got to ascend. And sometimes, the places that we are called to go, we can't take everyone with us. Okay?
No.
They have their own time. They have their own journey. So it's your time to evolve and lift up and move forward. When they raise their vibrations and they raise their awareness and their consciousness, then they'll meet you down the road again. You guys will meet up again. But if you continuously stay in a situation that is so toxic, it's not serving you. It's keeping you at a low vibrational state of being, and it's very hard for you to manifest. It's very hard for you to live a harmonious and happy and fulfilling life.
Yes.
Because you are, the 5 people that you surround yourself around. That's what you're going to become.
Yeah, and somebody just said something about how it's so hard to accept. Well, here's the thing. The crazy thing is how the universe works. So many universities out there, but we don't know anything about the universe.
Right, all these universities don't know nothing about the universe.
But when you step out on faith, and faith is, I use that term loosely, but when you step out on faith, the universe will provide for you. And we've seen it time again. Like every time we go out and venture into something of the unknown,
right,
the universe is always there helping us going through those situations. So I'm saying that to say, if you are in a toxic situation, whether it be with the family member, whether it be with someone that you quote unquote consider your loved one, now is the time to muster up that courage and go.
Somebody just said something. Baby, you could see.
A little bit. As soon as I get a chance to move in, sometimes finances come forward.
Financial situation.
Yeah. And sometimes, you got to get your grind on.
Yeah.
You got to...
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do so that you can be out on your own. I think somebody mentioned earlier that because of the living situation that they're in, they can't even go through and do their card readings and stuff.
Wow.
And see, this is when you know that the toxicity is seeping over into other areas of your life.
Exactly.
And it's time to do what you need to do.
She said, what did she say? You can actually take on their bad traits. Yep, that's exactly what I was saying. You will actually become the thing that you detest the most. Example, if they're acting passive aggressive, you can act passive aggressive. Evil doesn't heal, they just worsen. Facts. That is facts. So that's why
so true.
You cannot continue to stay in poop and not become the poop that you're in. It's just impossible.
Right.
So you want to find a way. Like, we all have talents, right? Everybody we got a gift that's inside of us. It's just a matter of seeing and acknowledge what that gift is, utilizing that gift within yourself to take yourself out of the situation. Sometimes it might mean that you might have to, we're in the matrix. You might need to go get another job, or you might need to invest in getting a different job. Something, because if it's finances, because sometimes, I would say 90% of the time, most people stay in compromising situations because of the finances. Let's face it. Let's keep it real.
I can't say what I wanted to say.
No, you can't.
I can't say that.
You're not allowed. Because that's the reason why most people stay in that type of a situation. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where it's a burden to leave financially, this is the time when you sit down. You start doing your mindful meditation. You start making some plans, and you start working towards those plans. If it's going to take you 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, whatever it is. So just make it known to yourself that every day that you wake up, you're working towards that goal of moving out, into something that's more sustainable and healthier for your living condition.
Yeah, and even though that challenge is hard,
very,
you really have to, at this point, if you really want to get out, you gotta get to the point where you're pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You gotta really dig deep. I mean, you gotta go and find a place for you to meditate so that you can center yourself and get your mind space in the area that you want to be in, that you want to manifest. Sometimes you got to go to the extremes to get out of the extremes.
Exactly. Hey, you got to be in alignment. You got to meet the universe halfway.
Yeah.
Even if the people you're around don't want to meet you halfway, you got to meet the universe halfway.
Yeah. Because, this, like Sadhguru was saying, your intention is the key. You want to get somewhere, but that intention is the key. And you got to think about it. A key by itself is not going to do anything unless you know how to put it in the hole
and turn it
a certain way.
Right.
Like,
if you take it and scratch your booty with it, it's you just scratching your booty with the key, but you got to know how to use it.
Yes.
To unlock the parts in your life that's really going to take you to that next level. And being in them toxic relationship, guys, it's not serving anyone. Never be in a situation that's toxic and then tell yourself the story of, oh, that's my family member, so that's why I'm putting up with it. The minute you tell yourself that story is not serving you.
No. I mean, and and you know what, y'all, to be honest with you and be 100, because I know my mama watches this sometimes.
She does. She a binge watcher.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Mom. Thank you. I love you.
Yeah, she's sweet. We love you.
But okay. Now this is personal, y'all.
What you going? Don't tell a lady business. What you gonna tell a lady business?
No. Well, I'll say this. That there was a point in time in my life where I really had to cut out some family members, and I had to separate myself from family members in order to get myself together. And it was worth it, because it brought me to the person who I am today. And now for the relationships that I have, the ones that really count, I mean, they are some really solid relationships. Wow. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. But I would not have gotten to that point if I were too afraid to let go of them.
Let go of the things that are familiar. Yet while they're familiar, they're not serving you, but because they're familiar, you want to be drawn to it. But the things that are unfamiliar but are good for you, it's like we don't want to go next to it, even though it's good for us and it's going to lift us up. It's crazy how the mind works. Somebody was just saying something.
I said no amount of money would keep me in the presence of evil person.
Of an evil person, that's right.
Your soul insanity is worth so much. Hey, your
so
soul
much
insanity is
more.
priceless.
And then you guys, when somebody is evil, they're living backwards. Because when you spell evil backwards, it's live.
Oh man, I should have had my shirt on.
We made a shirt like that. It's on Third Eye Apparel.
I'm gonna go grab the shirt.
You really gonna get this anime? You
gonna go grab the shirt?
I can't. I ain't got no bottoms on.
Oh no, I'm gonna go grab the shirt.
You go grab the shirt.
I'll be right back.
I don't got no bottoms on. I'll go. we at home. I'm at home, guys. I'm at home. But yeah, we made a shirt. Well, my baby made a shirt because he does the designs, and it says on this side it says live, right? And he's about to bring it. On the other side it says evil. So evil is when you're actually living backwards. So you don't want to be around people that's living backwards when you're moving forward, because that's going to hold you back.
I'm going to be real dramatic with this.
Oh my goodness. You're going to put the whole thing up? Let me see if it's good.
Bam.
Bam. You see that? He's thinking. Look at that. See, evil,
like,
live.
What in the world?
He's like, what in the world?
And evil on the other side.
That's you on one side and your family members on the other side.
You know, and that's...
Right. And it's on Third Eye Apparel, guys.
ThirdEyeApparel.com. You can go on there right now and get the shirt. And I think I actually lowered the price on it. I can't remember.
Yeah, we did. And these are Twin Flame shirts. If you guys want to get your Twin Flame shirts, it's on Third Eye Apparel.
I mean, all the shirts are on there. Actually, a lot of the shirts have been reduced down to $22.22.
And as you can
for
see,
all y'all with the synchronicity,
we got logos on all of the shirts. So go ahead and get on the website and get excited, because we have some new designs on Third Eye Apparel. And my jewelry line is coming out soon, so stay tuned.
Oh yeah, and I got plenty more designs in this head that's about to come out.
About to pull it down from the ethers.
So yeah, definitely stay tuned for those.
Yes.
But yeah, we wanted to just jump on and just encourage y'all to live your best life. And don't let anybody stop you from living your best life.
Do not let anyone stop you. And guys, I know we already made this long rant, but if there is anyone on this channel that's new, we welcome you to our channel, Peace and Love. We invite you, if you have not already subscribed, we definitely invite you to subscribe to our channel. And if this information that we're giving is helpful, Give us that thumbs up, because you know we like our thumbs up. Hey,
yes.
Teresa.
What's up, T?
Teresa in the house.
Yes.
So, and also, guys, about the webinar that we're doing, we already have a few people that's booked for the webinar, the shadow work webinar, and we definitely invite you, if you're on the live and you're wanting some assistance in doing your shadow work and doing your integration and finding out, you know, why you have these blockages in your life, why you keep having these repeating patterns showing up time and time again. We definitely invite you to come to our shadow work webinar.
Yes.
It's going to be beautiful, beneficial. Pretty sure you're going to like it. And at the end of the webinar, you're going to really bring to light, you know, the patterns. Most of them, if not all, they're really from your childhood, from our childhood, that we brought into our adult life that we've never really had a chance to deal with and to look at.
Right. And just a quick note to everyone as well when it comes to the webinar. If you sign up for the webinar, you will get access to the recordings of the webinar.
Nice.
And this is for the people who may have paid for the webinar but don't get access to it because whatever happens, work, stuff like that. So, but the only way that you're going to get access to that is if you have already signed up for the webinar, because this is for stuff for people that are really going deep into their work. Now, depending on how the webinar goes and how everybody feels, we may end up posting it on our YouTube channel, but we're going to leave that up to the attendants to decide whether or not we're going to post it.
Exactly. Somebody said, blessed and favored.
I think a webinar might be helpful. Just met my twin flame on
7/12.
Oh wow, that's recent.
Beautiful.
How blessed am I? Actually live. Oh, you live in Hoover.
You live in Hoover.
Oh wow, you in our in our front yard.
Come
you
on now.
Backyard.
Come on now.
Yard.
Oh, 11/11. Y'all gonna show out like that? 11/11, really?
Wow.
Thank you for the donation.
Yes, so
11/11 is a perfect number.
Yes.
Like we've been seeing 11/11 like pretty much every day and everywhere. 11/11 has been so prominent in 222.
Yep.
So prominent everywhere.
Yes.
Every day. 777. Like we've been seeing those now for what, baby? Like a couple.
Forever.
But recently it's been in our face.
Yeah, for about a week.
Just in our face.
Yeah. And just
888, yep.
And you know what? With that being said, for those of y'all who are on here, I'm actually give y'all a little kind of an energy update. All right, because y'all may be noticing that things seem a little cray. Okay. For one, your anus is in retrograde.
I am so immature.
We got so much stuff in retrograde, but here's the thing.
Excuse me.
Here's the thing that I wanted to share, and this is something I was talking with Alicia about, and I almost wish I had to. Well, I wish I did have it recorded, but what's going on now is that the timelines have collapsed so much.
Oh my! Even in dream state.
Yeah, they have collapsed so much that you can notice that things are really switching back and forth. And to give an example, okay, right now with the wildfires and everything happening in the Amazon, you know, so many people now are talking about how it's the end days, right? And then there are some people who are like, it's not really the end days yet.
Right.
But here's what happened. Here is what's happening. That there are so few timelines left to collapse that now the collective is really manifesting the reality or the world that we're going to live in. So you got some people who believe, oh yeah, it's the end days, and then you have some people like, no, it's still, it's just the beginning of something else. Which both of them are true.
They ain't lying.
But you're noticing it more in our 3D, how it's playing out. So it is very, very important for everybody to get in alignment and really focus on the type of world that we want to live
And
in.
just make up your mind. Just make up your mind to ascend, man. Just make up your mind.
Just make
Get
up your mind.
get from around toxic environments. Just get from around toxic people. If it is
wow.
not in alignment with which you want to go or what you want to do or who you want to be with, leave, guys. Just be
Yeah.
out. Like just deuces.
Yeah. And you know what? It's just reminded me that I want to say about a month ago, we did a live about how you need to start making decisions, or somebody's going to start making decisions for you.
I remember that.
And that time is now.
It's now.
You still got a little bit of window left to start making some decisions. If you don't, somebody else is making those decisions for you.
Right.
So get on it, y'all.
Get on it, because the apocalypse that everybody's been waiting for is here. Because the apocalypse, I posted something about the apocalypse and what it really means. If you guys look up.
Thank you, Alexis, about her reading. Yesterday.
Oh, you're welcome, Sweet Pea.
Yes,
She's
yes.
amazing. If you guys want to really know what the word apocalypse mean, you remember we always say you got to look for the etymology of the word to get the root meaning of the intention, the true intention of the word. So apocalypse means to uncover or to reveal something. So this is, the veil is being lifted, the illusion. So now the Truman Show is over. So you could take your bow. The show is over, okay? There's no more illusions. You can't fool Truman anymore. He already knows that his whole life has been filmed. You were watching him this whole time. And now he's able to lift the veil and open the door, which you tricked Truman and you told him that this is his reality, when there is a whole nother reality outside of the reality that you try to create for Truman. So now he knows the truth. Okay? And that's the apocalypse, revelation time. It's revealed.
Yes.
No more, lies and hiding and
lies.
deception, unless you want to be deceived.
Yes, unless you choose.
So it's a choice.
Now, somebody just asked a question that
Ooh.
I'm not exactly sure how to answer it, which
What
is...
if your children is toxic? I'll go in the closet.
Now, but
This is what I hide in my room.
here is the other thing. And I'm just being devil's advocate here.
That's ain't easy.
Your children are a reflection of you.
A collective, a collection of you, and not only you, but a DNA. Because you gotta, what are you?
Yeah.
We're just a collective memory of just memory, ancestors' memory collecting.
Right.
Don't think that our kids are not just gonna have our great grandmother's nose, right? And not have her attitude.
Right.
And don't think that, Timmy act just like such and such, or Josh act just like such and such. It's not a coincidence. It's DNA, Cashapp records. Those kids could tap into that. So whenever that's happening, what we had to do is called ancestral clearing.
Yep.
You got to go and you got to clear your timeline, clear that ancestral line, because a lot of the times what happened, from ancestors, passing down from generation to generational, this is how generational curses come about. Bless their soul in peace. But some of our ancestors wasn't really being responsible. Some of our ancestors were not responsible, and they were making spiritual deals with entities for people who's not even here yet.
Yep.
Okay.
So probably one of your great grandfathers made a deal with
who knows
Olokun some years ago, that his great grandson is now handed over to this deity.
Right. So and it might sound crazy, guys. It might sound crazy, but you say that's dog.
That's dog.
We don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that
I'm
means.
old. Maybe I'm old. But what is information for the webinar? Where can they find that, baby?
The link for the webinar is in the description. If you come out of the live chat and look in the description, there is a link for the bookings, and if you actually click on that link, you should see the one that says for shadow work. And also the one that's for the 15th is now available, where we're going to be talking about balancing divine masculine and divine feminine.
That's going to be beautiful. That is
Yes.
going to be so beautiful. But back to the ancestral thing that I was talking about, guys. So for the ancestral clearing, this is something that you're going to want to do for yourself, because when you heal
Yes.
your timeline, when you heal your ancestral line, you affect yourself and who's to come after you, who came before you. And this is the time that we're living on right now, being that all these timelines are collapsing and so close together, and the veil has been lifted. This is a perfect time to do ancestral clearing.
Yes.
Perfect time.
Yes. Let's see. We had somebody. Let's see. I'm going to clear the energy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Clear that energy.
Go on.
And
Burn some
Teresa-
sage.
And T says, makes so much sense. I had a reading done and I found my grandmother was always being there for me. I found out she was a sassy, she has a sassy
attitude. See? That
Began
passed
to
down.
think this is
My
my
daughter.
daughter.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You know what I found out today, guys? I was talking to my mom, and because she just realized it herself, she was, because my daughter, you know, her name is Sarah with an H, and she was like, wait a minute, Alicia, did you name your daughter after your great grandmother? And I'm like, I'm like, who's that? She's like, your great grandmother, her name was Sarah. So I'm like, Sarah? You mean Sarah with an A or Sarah with an H? She's like, Sarah with an H. I'm like, holy smoke. And
Didn't even know it.
didn't even know it. And for my sister, right? She named her daughter Olivia, right? And my aunt, well, my mom, she was just telling her, because she didn't really remember her name. She's like, what is your daughter's name? She said, well, her name is Olivia. And she said, well, I was gonna call her what did she say her name was? Octavia? Or
I didn't hear
Lopia?
that part.
Or something like that. And so my sister said, wow, well, that's the name that I was going to actually name Olivia, but I changed my mind and I named her Olivia. So my sister almost named her the name for one of our great aunts. And I named my daughter Sarah after my great grandmother, and I didn't even know it. So crazy, it's crazy. And I'm like, well, who's Sarah? I'm like, is she one of the, like, the Caribs? Because my great grandmother, Nina Galley, rest her soul in peace, she's from the Caribbean. She's half.
I was thinking about the 100. Hallowed be her name.
Hallowed be her name from the 100. She's actually half white, you know, European, and half Carib, split down the middle. But my the mother, like her mother was actually white European. So, and her name was Sarah. She was from Europe, back in the day, you know, real back in the day.
Yeah.
So, say generational maids.
Generational maids.
Back in the line. I'm just saying this to say that, you know, this is the perfect time to do the ancestral clearing.
Yes.
I know my baby, he experienced it firsthand when he was doing his shadow work.
Yeah.
The work that he did actually reflected on his mom's life right now. She is chilling.
It is amazing. It is definitely amazing. So, but yeah. So this once again goes back into you know, we should,
man.
You know what? We are going to schedule a webinar for that. That is something that probably needs to be done.
We ain't gonna be able to do that with everybody, baby. That's a lot of energy. We ain't gonna be. What you trying to kill me? My bad, guys. We ain't gonna be able to do that as a webinar. That's ancestral energy.
Yeah.
Like that's.
And you know what? That's not the reason being we can't do that. And I'm sorry.
I ain't got that much power. I'm not Thanos, man. I'm not.
Yeah, that's a lot of energy.
That's a lot of power. Like I don't know if my body could sustain that type of power to, you know what I'm saying, to transmute. I'm just being honest. Now this shell that we have, I mean, our spirit, bless my baby spirit. He got a big bright spirit. Our spirit is big and it's bright, and the spirit is always willing, but the flesh, we got to do what the flesh can do now. We don't want to explode here.
But hey, for those who are interested in ancestral clearing, the huge part of that is doing your shadow work.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah, so if you haven't already signed up for that webinar, and definitely do so because the spots are filling up quickly, that would be the perfect opportunity to get an insight into doing some ancestral clearing.
At least how to start it, get started.
Yes, yeah. So to
How do
Jazzy,
you do ancestral clearing?
10, 11, definitely, if you're able to
Right.
sign up for that webinar on September the 1st, we're going to be giving some inside tips on how to go through and do that.
Yeah, because it's going to be a lot of work. Like when I say work, I mean like it you have to do a lot of accepting. You know, sometimes we don't want to accept things for what they are. We're always trying to see things for what we want them to be. And so the first step of recovery, my mom used to always tell me this. She used to be like, Leisha, the first step of recovery is acceptance. And I used to look at her like, what you mean? She would always talk to me in parables when I was growing up. And then I have to sit in the corner and be like, I just asked a question. What the hell is this lady talking about? But you know what? That helped me growing up. Because now, I write poetry and now I can decode stuff.
You can't live in denial.
You can't live in the river. No, not in the Nile, not in Africa. I need to do that. Yes, Teresa, ancestral clearing. When you do that ancestral clearing for yourself, you will see a difference in your kids.
Yep.
You will see a difference in yourself. Like my kids are behaving now. Like nobody would believe this. They are behaving. I had a little, let me tell you, man, I was not proud of myself at one point in time. I remember my baby looked at me one time. He was like, what did I get myself into? What type of mother is this? But, sometimes your kids can really take you there, and that's just from the DNA, the strands coming down. And then you have your stuff to deal with on your end, and then the father's end or the mother's end. So you have both lines going crazy, and then you got this kid that's channeling in all of that energy. So, yeah. Got to start somewhere. I wouldn't mess with those DNA folks. What do they do with DNA information? Who?
Oh, now see it. Now, I think Alexis got some inside information.
Clone.
So, yeah. We need to have a conversation about that.
That's a whole nother lie. Let me tell you guys, when I had my kids, like I don't immunize my kids. They think I'm crazy. I don't immunize my kids. None of my kids are sick. They're all healthy. They're all smart. Yep. I for the placenta, when I had my baby, my firstborn, Knowledge, that's his name. Yep, Knowledge Tahuti. Okay. When I got his placenta, when I went to the hospital and I gave birth, I really wanted to do a home birth, but I was too scared. I was too young and scared. So I went to the hospital and I asked them for my placenta. I'm like, what up? Like, where's my placenta? Because I'm like young. I'm like Brooklyn. I'm like, yo, what's up? Where's my placenta at? And the lady was like, what do you mean your placenta? I was like, the thing you just took outside of me, it's mine. May I have it, please? They did not want to give me my placenta. And I'm like, so wait a minute. I have to create a scene to get my placenta? And so I was in the hospital, just gave birth, acting a fool. And they finally gave me my placenta. I'm like, y'all are crazy. What do you want my placenta to do? Then I started doing research, and then I realized what they do with the placenta.
Yes.
Crazy. They even eat it. It is ridiculous. So I took my placenta for myself, and I took it home, and I buried it, planted a tree, and everything like that. Yes. But some of the things that they do with your DNA is not
kosher.
It's not kosher. It's not pleasant. It's not. I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah, because the stem cells.
The stem cells. It's life. I mean, if that thing sustained life for 9 months, could you imagine the type of stuff that's in there?
All types of nutrients.
Yeah, they took 4 of mine. Of course they did. They probably made millions from your placenta. I took all of mine. They fought me every time, and I took it every time. They don't just give it up. Yeah, you have to put up a fight if you have your baby in the hospital.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we went way off topic. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I forgot. We were talking about being out of toxic relationships. That's what we started.
Oh boy, my bad,
So, yeah.
my bad, my bad.
So yeah, but we definitely
Be
hope that
quiet.
this information has been helpful for y'all to help you see the signs and get out of the toxic relationships.
Please.
And we greatly appreciate y'all for riding on the train all the way up to this
Man,
point.
this is madness. I'm so sorry, but I gotta
Yeah.
give. You know, when I get the information, I gotta give it as it comes because that might be a blessing to someone. You know,
Yeah.
somebody might be having a baby, and I wish I'd known this when I had my children. A lot of people don't know it.
Yeah.
It's a lot that we don't know, and
And
you know
see.
what? If you continue life with that same retrospect, with it's a lot that I don't know, the universe will continue to reveal stuff to you on a daily basis. You know, the moment we think we know everything, that's when we shut down. The universe shuts down.
Right.
So the more you don't know, the more you will know, and the more you will realize how much you don't know.
So just don't even worry about knowing.
Yeah.
Just live life.
Live life, keep an open heart, keep an open spirit, an open mind, and the universe will continue to pour into you.
Yep. So let's see, what is that? First time.
Oh,
you're
somebody's
live.
first time. Welcome, welcome,
What's
welcome.
up, Denise? Let's give a shout out to Denise for her first time.
Shout
on our
out,
live.
welcome.
Yep. Let's see. You have to release it all, and yes.
Yes,
oh,
you
yeah.
gotta release, you gotta let go. Let go of the notion to always want to be in control.
Thank you. Yep. Yes, and your higher self will tell you when you are ready.
Exactly. Ascended twin. You're absolutely right. I meditate. Oh, beautiful. I love
Daily.
that word. Daily, yes.
Yes.
I love it. Keep that up because that's what's going to. Listen, guys, the only way out is in.
So true.
At the end of the day, the only way out is in. You got to go within. And once you start going within, that's when the veil is going to start being lifted.
Yes.
And that's when you're going to see the Maya, the illusion. And you're going to start seeing this world for what it really is. It's not always
No, it
pretty.
really is not.
okay.
Really is
But
not.
again, perception is reality.
Mm-hmm.
So don't
that?
waste your time, love and energy on them. Put it towards yourself and your put it towards yourself, self-love.
Yep. You always got to fill your cup.
Always got to fill your cup before you can pour from it because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Nope.
You can't.
Nope.
All right, guys, I think we outdid ourselves.
Yep, we outdid ourselves. We love y'all.
We
Thank
love you
y'all
guys.
so much. Share this with anybody who
Yes.
you believe may be in a toxic relationship. It's almost like a nudge, like, hey, this might be you. Definitely give us that thumbs up
Yep.
on the video. Subscribe. Turn on the bell. Make sure
Yes.
you are notified when we go live, because sometimes we just may pop up on you.
We just might. We just might. And guys, I really hope that you're enjoying the Twin Flame Chronicles because it's back.
Yes.
Look for the next video this week. And if you guys have anything that you would like to see in the Twin Flame Chronicles, definitely drop a comment. Let us know. We'll be more than happy to go ahead and get some of that content in there for you. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that the Twin Flame Chronicles is back and keep a lookout for it every week.
All right. We love y'all.
Love you guys. Peace.